Anne Frank, she turned a hideout attic into a stage where hope and despair danced the endless waltz. The young girl, hidden away from the Germans for 2 long years, managed to turn her diary into a bestseller that not even the Nazis could censor. Imagine being so close to freedom you could taste it, only to find the fate had other plans. We'll talk about the sequel that never was, the one where Anne escapes and lives. Stick around, this is one tale where the punchline hits hard. Intrigued? You should be. I'm Eric, and you're on Curiosity Corner. In the vibrant city of Frankfurt, where cobbled streets echo centuries of stories, a young girl named Anne was born into the world. She was a child of dreams and laughter, a beacon of light in a world that would soon darken. As the playful tunes of her childhood resounded through the streets, Anne was blissfully unaware of the gathering storm clouds. Like many others, the Frank family sought the same dreams: love, stability, and the joys of family life. But as years went by, an unnerving wind began to blow, carrying with it the whispers of hate. The world Anne knew began to shift, with shadows creeping into every corner. By 1933, with the rise of the Nazi Germany, these shadows turned into a tangible threat, forcing the Franks to uproot their lives and seek refuge in Amsterdam. They hoped to find a safe haven from the storm quickly consuming Europe. But little did they know that their journey had only just begun. But here's a question: can we ever truly escape our fate? Or are our lives a series of predestined events leading us down the paths we cannot foresee? In the heart of Amsterdam, a city crisscrossed by canals and stories, there existed a building. To any passerby, it was just another edifice. But behind its facade, it hid a secret that would symbolize hope amidst despair. The secret annex, as it would be famously known, became the fragile sanctuary for Anne and her family. Silently, the days in the annex seemed to stretch into an eternal present. The walls bore witness to hushed whispers and muted footsteps. Within these confined quarters, Anne found a friend, a confidant, her diary. In its pages, she poured her hopes, fears, dreams, and the mundane details of her secluded life. Outside, the world was changing, shifting, war-torn, and unpredictable. But within the annex walls, life tried to maintain a semblance of normalcy. Birthdays were celebrated, arguments ensued, love blossomed, and tears were shed. All the while, Anne's pen danced across the pages, capturing every nuance, every feeling. And yet, as the ink flowed, an unspoken questions hang in the air. How long could they remain hidden from the world outside? And what would happen if the walls of their refuge were breached? Inside the annex's walls, time seemed to warp and stretch. Each day, the sun would cast fleeting shadows, marking the slow passage of time, while Anne and her family were trapped in a realm between freedom and captivity. With the external world shut out, the internal world of emotions, reflections, and relationships became magnified. For Anne, these were formative years. Her diary became a mirror to her soul, reflecting her evolution from a girl to a young woman. She wrestled with universal questions: the nature of love, the complexities of growing up, and the essence of human nature in the face of adversity. All this while the drumbeat of war echoed in the distance. The annex, although a place of refuge, was also a crucible. Relationships were tested, patience wore thin, and the weight of their collective secret bore down on them. Hope and despair danced in a fragile balance, with Anne often turning to her diary to make sense of it all. But what lies beyond the horizon of hope? Would the world outside ever recognize the Anne within? Or would she forever remain in a shadow, hidden behind the veil of history? In the grand tapestry of existence, moments come that alter the course of countless lives. For the Franks, one such moment arrived on that day that began like any other. But by its end, their haven was shattered, and their worst fears were realized. The air in the annex became heavy, thick with tension and anticipation. And then, the dreaded sound. Footsteps. Not the familiar, comforting rhythm of those they knew, but the ominous march of invaders. The walls of the annex, which had for so long protected them, now felt like they were closing in. Betrayed by an unknown informant, the veil of anonymity was torn away. The Frank family and the others in hiding were captured. Their brief respite from the horrors outside cruelly snatched away. The world they had so cautiously shut out was now their inescapable reality. One might wonder, in moments of despair, where does the human spirit find the strength to persevere? And, as Anne was torn from the world she knew, what thoughts raced through her mind? The world beyond the annex was a stark contrast to the one Anne had documented in her diary. A world where humanity was put to the ultimate test, and the horrors of the Holocaust unfolded before her very eyes. Stripped of their identities, Anne and her family were now numbers in the vast machinery of the concentration camps. Auschwitz, the very name, evokes images of unimaginable suffering and loss. Here, amidst the smokestacks and barbed wires, Anne encountered the brutal reality of a world gone mad. Dreams of freedom and future aspirations were crushed under the weight of survival. From the harrowing depths of Auschwitz, Anne and her sister Margot were moved to the desolate Bergen-Belsen in Germany. In the chilling grip of winter, as the camp's condition deteriorated further, the specter of death inched closer. Anne, weakened and vulnerable, fell victim to typhus. A life of potential, stories unwritten, was tragically extinguished in the cold confines of the concentration camp, just weeks before it would taste liberation. Yet, in these darkest times, stories emerged of Anne's resilience. Despite facing starvation, illness, and the ever-present shadow of death, she became a beacon of hope for many. Her spirit, her faith in humanity, somehow endured. But what of the dreams of a young girl trapped in such dire circumstances? Can the human spirit truly remain unbroken in the face of such adversity? Or does it too wither away, lost to the annals of time? In the vast expanse of history, some voices rise above the din, echoing through time and touching the hearts of generations. Anne Frank, a young girl who faced the abyss of human cruelty, left behind a diary that became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Her words, penned in the confines of the annex, captured the essence of her soul, her hopes, dreams, her fears, and the unyielding belief in a better tomorrow. The diary, discovered and later handed to her father, Otto Frank, the only surviving family member, would soon find its way into the hands of millions. The diary of a young girl stands as a powerful reminder of the atrocities of the Holocaust, a call for tolerance, and a celebration of the indomitable human spirit. Through her words, Anne lives on, inspiring countless others with her wisdom, courage, and unfaltering faith in humanity. But as we turn the pages of her diary, a question still lingers. How can we ensure that such horrors are never repeated? In honoring Anne's legacy, how do we, as a collective, rise above prejudice, hate, and ignorance? Those questions, my friends, aren't easy to answer, but in the shadow of those dark chapters, we must guard against the resurgence of evil. We must kindle a collective memory, a flame passed down through generations, reminding each of the shared heartbeats beneath diverse exteriors. Education and dialogue become our beacons, illuminating the path away from prejudice, hate, and ignorance. By embracing our shared humanity and seeking to understand the myriad of stories that intertwine to form the tapestry of our existence, we not only honor Anne's legacy, but also pave a brighter, more inclusive path for our collective future. If you've made it this far, you are a legend. Please don't leave us before dropping a historical like. And if you enjoyed our time together painting Anne Frank's life, you would love this video we selected for you. Until we paint again, keep seeking knowledge and stay curious, my friends.